MENA Golf Tour is our tour.
It is the perfect platform for amateurs to prepare for the big stage.
A centre stage for excellence.
This is the best development tour in the world.
It provides the perfect platform to improve your skills.
Let's tee off the biggest season of the MENA Golf Tour.
Bigger, better and potentially the best season to date, the MENA Golf Tour has come a long way since its inaugural season in 2011. From 4 events, it's expanded to a massive 16 in 2016. In the process, it added 5 new countries to the journey across 3 continents, making it a truly global tour. So, how were the organisers looking at this remarkable progress?
With pleasure. It's a great thing to happen to this tour after 4 or 5 years. If you look at all the different golf clubs we've been through, they've been very helpful in terms of they're giving us the course for 4 days free of charge. They're providing a lot of their facilities for us. I mean, that's worth a lot of money to them, but they forego that to try and encourage young people to play golf, and we really appreciate that.
The 2016 season teed off with a qualifying school in Spain, reflecting the ever-growing interest of golfers from around the world. With European Tour and Asian Tour berths up for grabs, coupled with an opportunity to play among a diverse field to hone the skills, no wonder then this has rapidly become a favourite among players from the MENA region and beyond.
The fact that it needs a Q school because there's so many people want to play is massive. That makes it a step up. The amount of tournaments, it's a full season now. I think in the past it was beginning of the season and then at the end of the season you had to go and find somewhere else to play, whereas now this is, you commit to this tour, this is where you play now.
Once again, we were in one of the golfing capitals of the MENA region, Morocco, to start the season. Located on the northwest tip of Africa, the country is one of the vibrant and culturally rich nations in the region. Over the years, Mohammedia has been a hospitable host to the tour. For the 4th year in a row, it looked in pristine condition to welcome the golfers to kick off their respective campaigns. The hosts were excited to welcome the players for a memorable week at their facility. After being tied at the top on the eve of the final round, South African Tyler Hogarty failed to impress when it mattered. A level par on the final day reduced him to a tie for 4th spot. Englishman Andrew Marshall produced wonderful rounds of golf throughout the week, and in the final round he was able to manage a 2 under 70 to finish tied for 2nd. His fellow countryman Jamie Elson matched that score, an effort that included this spectacular eagle at the 12th. But it was the most successful player in the history of the MENA Golf Tour, Zane Scotland, who ran away with the show. A 4 under 68 on the final day helped him to lift his 10th title on the tour to start the year in the brightest possible way. So that's how the final standings shaped up. Younis El Hassani finished in tied 10th and 5 players ended at 7 under. England's Andrew Marshall and Jamie Elson were tied for 2nd spot, and Zane Scotland was crowned the champion in Mohammedia as he completed his terrific 10. Next up, the tour made its way to the western city of El Jadida in Morocco for the El Jadida Championship by HLO. Home to nearly 150,000 people, El Jadida is a popular destination for tourists in summer. Previously known as Mazagan, the city was under Portuguese rule for more than 150 years before they were forced out by Sultan Mohammed bin Abdullah. He changed the name to El Jadida, literally translating into the new. And in sync with the name, the new was a fresh addition to the MENA Golf Tour calendar. The Pullman Royal Golf El Jadida was the host, a course that's a case of two halves. The front nine is a forest theme with different types of trees surrounding the holes. Moving on to the back nine, and it's a delightful sight with the massive Atlantic Ocean along the shore. Though it's a spectacular backdrop, the course tests the best in the business. After average outings on the opening 2 days, Luke Joy pulled up his socks on the final day. Have a look at that for an eagle on the second, but the Englishman wasn't able to threaten the leaders. Austria's Florian Pregant was on course for lifting the trophy, led on the first 2 days and was looking good for silverware until he hit the wall. He dropped 5 shots in the last 6 holes. In contrast, Englishman Andrew Marshall looked in great shape at the business end. A crucial birdie on the 16th following this tee shot, resulting in a 3-shot swing. That swing was confirmed following this disastrous bunker shot by Pregant. Finally, Marshall wrapped it up with a 2-shot cushion to win his maiden title on the tour. So, hole 16 proved to be a turning point in the day's play as Marshall clinched his first MENA Golf Tour title. It was agony for Pregant, who led the way for the most part of the tournament but misfired within touching distance of victory. At the start of April, the tour travelled to beautiful Spain as it shook off the rust and slumber of winter into a sunny spring season. In a country that stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in the north to the warm Mediterranean in the south, it was time to be outdoors again, buzzing with the onset and excitement of the tourist season, and all roads led to Spain's southern region of Andalusia, the most populous and popular retreat of the country, which is rich in its culture and history and still carries the essence of its Moorish and Arabic past. And it was in the southernmost part of Andalusia, the Spanish Riviera, that the MENA Golf Tour found its newest welcoming host.
I think they will benefit because you come to one of the best spots in golfing area in Europe. I think that they will improve the standard of your tour. We look for the future with our relationship.
Andalusia had reserved one of its best courses for the MENA Golf Tour, the Par 72 La Reserva Golf Club in Sotogrande. Spanish Riviera in particular is one of the best golfing destinations in the entire continent of Europe. The region is a regular stop on the European Tour and has played host to a Ryder Cup event as well. The opening 2 days saw more than 100 players battle hard to enter the final day in pole position. The course was tough as only a couple of players were able to put up subpar totals after 2 rounds. Matteo de Cotigny-Lafont of France, who was 2 shots off the pace at the start of the final day, slipped away completely, a forgettable round of 4 over 76 derailing his campaign. After the opening round woes of 4 over, Zane Scotland produced great rounds on the remaining 2 days to finish in 2nd spot. But no one could quite match the blistering performance of David Law. The young Scotsman won by 6 shots, one of the most comprehensive victories ever on the tour. One of the reasons for Law's success was an outstanding short game, with putts like this an illustration of that point. The leaderboard was confirmation of the dominance of David Law. Zane Scotland finished 2nd and 2 players were tied for 3rd. It was interesting to see that only 2 players were able to shoot a subpar total by the end of the tournament. But it was all smiles for Law as he received the trophy from 9-time European Tour winner Manuel Pinero. So, after 3 tournaments, this is how the order of merit standings shaped up. England's Zane Scotland, by virtue of 2 top 2 finishes, was sitting pretty at the top, followed by his fellow countryman Andrew Marshall. We'll take a short break here as we continue to reflect back on a remarkable season. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Year in Review. Next up, we made our way to the home of the tour, the United Arab Emirates, for the Ras Al Khaimah Classic. Located just over 100 kilometres away from Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah is rapidly emerging as a tourist destination for weekend getaways. Its main attraction is Jabal Jas, the highest mountain in the entire country. The drive to the top's a delight, and the views of the surroundings are simply stunning. The Tower Links Golf Club has been one of the oldest partners with the MENA Golf Tour, having hosted a tournament in each of the 6 seasons so far. Located among the mangroves, it's a long but open course. As a result, it entices the players to attack the pin. But with a few tough doglegs, it isn't a straightforward affair. Strategy's the key, and the players are always forced to keep their thinking caps on.
It's really tricky. I think you have to plot your way around a golf course like a chess game, more than usual, I think. There's so much risk reward, you take chances on certain holes and stuff like that, and you have to be on point, I think. You can make a mistake and it can cost you dearly, which keeps us in tune, I guess.
Well, the thing with Tower Links is it's what time of year you play as well, so the conditions. So now this year, it's perfect. The greens have grown, the fairways are grown, so you get to play it at its best. And it's quite a tough golf course because you can hit driver if you want to, but it doesn't really set up for that. So a lot of the time you're hitting irons or freewards or forwards to try and get into position, and you've just got to be a good wedge player and then a good putter as well to get a score here. So it tests all aspects of the game.
So we couldn't get a winner in regulation as 3 players were tied for top spot. It was a 6-player battle for the title until the 54th hole, but 3 of them then slipped out, leaving Craig Hinton, Zane Scotland and Miles Tunnicliffe in contention. Miles Tunnicliffe's second at the playoff hole, the 18th, found a hazard, and as a result he dropped the shot. He attempted to hole his 4th, but it missed the target, and that crashed his title hopes. He certainly had chances on the 17th and 18th to seal the deal, but his failure left Hinton and Scotland to fight for the title. Hinton needed to hole a long eagle putt to put pressure on Zane Scotland, but he left it way too short. That gave Scotland a chance to have a shot at winning his 11th MENA Golf Tour title. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, cometh the putt of the day. He produced his best shot of the final round to fire an eagle and win the Ras Al Khaimah Classic in style.
Yeah, obviously really happy to have got another win this year, and also more personally the fact that this is the first week we've had world rankings, so it was nice to pick up some points early on.
After the UAE, the tour headed east to one of the most popular golfing destinations in Asia, Thailand.
สวัสดีค่ะยินดีต้อนรับสู่ประเทศไทย
On tourist-loving Thai soil, we move just over 200 kilometres north of the capital Bangkok towards the province of Nakhon Ratchasima. Steeped in history and culture, it's dotted with spectacular temples, and one of the most beautiful pieces of architecture is the Wat Loang Poto Temple. Visitors from around the nation and beyond make a trip to the temple to admire the magnificence and also for what is a truly spiritual experience. Mountain Creek Golf Resort and Residences was all in readiness to host the debut of the MENA Golf Tour in Thailand. The management was excited to welcome the contingent for a memorable week.
They bring all the constructive and positive things to our course, especially to all our colleagues here, and all the staff are excited to have MENA Golf Tour here.
The golf course is a sight for sore eyes. The 27-hole vicinity boasts 3 9-hole courses, and the tournament was being held at the Creek and Valley courses, with the former serving as the front 9. The facility enjoys a unique and prestigious position in history, having been designed by Severiano Ballesteros, the most successful player in the history of the European Tour. Incidentally, this turned out to be his last masterpiece. All the players and visitors were looking for an enjoyable experience in a very competitive field, with players from 20 different countries in the quest for glory. UAE-based Indian 16-year-old Rehan Thomas shot an impressive 66 to take the clubhouse lead and finish at 2 under for the tournament in second spot. 19-year-old Thai Wichayanan Chotirunrun Grang produced impressive play, finishing 3rd behind Thomas. Despite this impressive birdie, Antonio Costa of Chile dropped 3 shots on the homeward stretch to dent his chances of threatening the leaders. Similarly, India's Manish Goyal erred at the wrong time, and that forced him out of contention too. Sixto Casabono Navarro of Spain didn't help himself much with misses like this, something that happened at crucial junctures throughout his final round. In contrast, Venezuela's Walmer Morelio looked in top shape with wonderful approaches and a super short game. His outstanding form helped him lift his maiden MENA Golf Tour trophy in his very first appearance. The impressive Rehan Thomas was followed by another amateur, Wichayanan Chotirunrun Grang, the 19-year-old Thai prodigy. Sixto's campaign went pear-shaped on the final day, and after 2 impressive rounds, he shot a forgettable 78 to finish in tied 7th. But it was applause all round for Morelio as he took the title and the trophy. After that, it was time for the Mahasamutra Masters presented by Pace. Located in the southwest of Thailand, Hua Hin is a delightful destination. Its train station is considered to be one of the most beautiful in the entire country. Originally a royal pavilion in Sanam Chand Palace, the wooden building was rebuilt in Hua Hin in 1968, and today it's a favourite among tourists making their way to this wonderful city. Banyan Golf Club is arguably the best course in the country. Winner of several awards, including the Best Golf Experience in Asia Pacific, the course has been a hospitable host to the Asian Tour qualifying school as well, and they were eagerly looking forward to add another beautiful feather in their cap as they welcomed the MENA Golf Tour.
We have an exciting feeling here at Banyan Golf Club, and indeed it's a great pleasure to be one of the host venues for the first time in Thailand. MENA Tour I've seen develop and grow over the years with the number of events that they have on the calendar, and also the growing in popularity on the number of memberships that they have on the MENA Tour, and the quality of golf that's being played on the MENA Tour now. There's some outstanding players, and we're just so pleased to be part of it.
Stretching over 7,300 yards, the Par 72 course is a visual pleasure. With ocean views to Sing To Island, hole 15, Banyan Signature in particular, is stunning. This top-notch course with Burmese mountains in the background is an experience to savour. The star of the show on the first 2 days, Antonio Costa of Chile, produced rounds of 66 and 67, and he continued the good work on the final day as well. He kept beefing up his advantage at the top. The strongest opposition came from Walmer Morelio. He shot a stunning 65 to rapidly climb up the ladder. But Costa was hard to catch as he coasted to victory by a 3-shot margin. Antonio Costa lifting his maiden MENA Golf Tour title, a dominant performance to stamp his authority over the proceedings at Banyan Golf Club. Though Morelio put in a Herculean effort to take the clubhouse lead, he couldn't stop the Chilean from taking the silverware. So that of course helped him move up the order of merit after the conclusion of 6 tournaments. Zane Scotland was firmly placed at the top position though. Meanwhile, Morelio and Marshall were closely behind Costa. After this short break, we'll continue our fascinating look back at the 2016 season. Welcome back to the MENA Golf Tour Year in Review. Midway into the calendar year, the tour headed to South Africa for 3 tournaments co-sanctioned by the Sunshine Big Easy Tour. The first stop was Pretoria's Zwartkop Country Club. A 120-player strong field representing 18 countries made their way to the winter of the Southern Hemisphere to fight it out in South Africa's capital city. Youngster Tristan Lawrence, who was impeccable on the opening 2 days, failed to impress in the final round, finishing at 6 under par, 207 for the tournament. South Africa's CJ du Plessis looked great over the 3 days. He managed a 3 under 68 on the final day to finish in 2nd spot in Pretoria. Byron Drew Rolefs, who edged out du Plessis by 1 shot to take the title in what was the first co-sanctioned tournament between the Sunshine Big Easy Tour and the MENA Golf Tour. So that's how the final standings shaped up. South Africans dominating the top 10 spots. England's Hayden McCullen finished 6th, while Zimbabwe's Greg Bentley was tied for 7th alongside Tristan Lawrence. And it was all smiles for Rolefs as he secured the title. The second tournament in South Africa was held at a venue that had hosted the 2013 South African Open Championship, Glendower Golf Club in Johannesburg. Paul McGinley, Europe's 2014 Ryder Cup captain, termed this as one of the best courses he'd ever played on. The MENA Golf Tour and Sunshine Big Easy Tour players, understandably, were excited to experience its awesomeness. South Africa's NJ Arnoldi was in hot form in the Johannesburg winter with 4 birdies on the back nine, and he jumped up to be tied for second spot. But it was Craig Hinton who was cruising in top gear. The Englishman produced scintillating shots to move ahead of the pack. And he wrapped it up with a 2-shot win to bag his first trophy of the season. So, a confirmation of the proceedings in Johannesburg, Craig Hinton and Luke Joy, the only 2 Englishmen in a top 10, swamped by the locals. Importantly for Hinton, he finished at the top, helping him narrow the gap at the top of the Order of Merit race. Our final stop in the Rainbow Nation for 2016 was Pretoria for the Roar. Waterkloof Golf Club is a spectacular site. Situated on the undulating slopes of Pretoria's south, it's generally one of the finest sets of greens in the city. 4,000 indigenous trees have recently been planted in the grounds of this well-wooded course, enhancing its beauty even more. In the final round, South Africa's Darren de Schmidt produced a 5-under 67 that included this monstrous putt. His fellow countryman Tegan Gaucher consistently performed, and that earned him second spot. Rikus Nortier, meanwhile, was in a league of his own. His 18 birdies in the tournament helped him win the Roar with a comfortable margin of 4 shots. That's how the leaderboard shaped up then. James Campty and Aaron Lettmanstetter were tied for 4th. The impressive youngster Schmidt ended up 3rd. Gaucher was a shot ahead in 2nd, but it was Rikus Nortier who was head and shoulders above the rest. He was the man who claimed the prize. After the African safari and a 2-month summer break, the tour resumed in Dubai with the Dubai Creek Open. Dubai is a dream destination. Its skyline is full of iconic buildings, a sight to behold that promises to engulf a visitor in awe. Home to around 200 different nationalities, Dubai is as cosmopolitan as it gets. And it's rapidly developed into one of the most livable cities on the planet, attracting millions of tourists every year. One of the most welcoming clubs has been the Dubai Creek Golf and Yacht Club. Located in the heart of the city, the course enjoys an iconic status in the country. It was fitting then that the milestone 50th MENA Golf Tour tournament was being held at this historic sports venue.
I can't believe it's the 50th event. It seems like only yesterday we hosted one of the very early events back in 2012. So, you know, Dubai Creek have got a close relationship with the MENA Tour. We have done a lot of work on the course. We have built several new tees specifically for the event. We brought forward our summer maintenance programme so that we were ready for the event.
After 3 rounds of engrossing action, it was a 2-way tie at the top. Rayhan Thomas, like last year, found himself in a playoff to have a shot at glory. In 2015, it was a 3-way tie that he lost. This time he was up against England's Luke Joy, who carded a 5-under 66 on the final day. Joy's tee shot at the first playoff hole found the bunker, and to make matters worse, the approach then landed in water. 16-year-old Rehan Thomas cashed in on the advantage to make history in more ways than one. Thomas not only became the youngest to win a MENA Golf Tour title, but also became the first amateur to achieve that feat. What a feeling that was for the teenager as he holed out to secure the title. And what a moment for everyone associated with the tour, with an amateur securing the prize. So, after 10 tournaments, Zane Scotland was at the top with an advantage exceeding $5,000 over fellow Englishman Craig Hinton. Time for a break, and we'll continue our joyous journey on the other side. A very warm welcome back to the year in review. For a second successive week we stayed in Dubai as it was time for the Sheikh Maktoum Dubai Open. Al Bardia Golf Club by Intercontinental Dubai Festival City is one of the oldest partners of the MENA Golf Tour. Every year the players eagerly look forward to this event as this is one of the most hospitable courses on the tour, and the management was vying to continue the good work.
MENA Golf Tour has been here since the inception of the tour, this being our 6th year with the MENA Tour hosting the Dubai Sheikh Maktoum Open. It's been a fantastic relationship, and I think not only has the event grown, obviously the MENA Tour has grown from strength to strength, and I think it's definitely a venue and a course and a tournament that all the players look forward to, and we certainly enjoy hosting.
A field of more than 120 players set foot on the Al Bardia Golf Club in the quest for glory. In addition to that, a representation of more than 25 countries was a testament to the diversity of the tour. And after 3 days of hard toil, the contest went right down to the wire. It needed a playoff to decide the winner, as Andrew Marshall and Adam Sager were tied at the summit, while 4 players were locked together in 3rd spot. In the playoff, Andrew Marshall found the green with what could be described as an excellent approach in sudden death. Adam Sager, meanwhile, was unable to follow suit, and his approach landed in the water, which meant he needed Marshall to make a major error on his putt. But the Al Jadida Championship winner had 2 putts to win, and he made sure, and he won his 2nd tournament of the year. What that also meant was disappointment for Adam Sager, who had fired 6 birdies on a bogeyless back 9 to force that playoff. Victory then for Marshall, who was getting used to holding the silverware. For the 3rd and final tournament of the 2016 season in Dubai, we made our way to Dubai Sports City for the Golf Citizen Classic. Located in the heart of Dubai Sports City is the Els Club. Touted as one of the best facilities to exercise the sport in the country, the Ernie Els designed course is a top draw destination for players and visitors alike. And this is a major factor in the ever-increasing footfall here. So in regulation we had a 2-way tie at the top between Carlos Balmaceda and Luke Joy. 5 players ended up at 5 under par in a tie for 3rd, an indication of how closely fought the affair was at the Els. Into the playoff, and Balmaceda's approach found the green, his 2nd shot on the par 5 18th on the 3rd playoff hole, and that meant an uphill task for Luke Joy. The Englishman's second shot was wayward, and to make matters worse, he then overcooked his chip. So there were 2 putts in hand for Balmaceda to lift what would have been his first silverware on the tour, and guess what? He produced an ace eagle to win it in real style, just 1 putt needed. Also some of the best dancing we saw on the MENA Golf Tour all season.
Vamos!
Joy for Balmaceda and joy for the Els Club. After 3 tournaments in dazzling Dubai, we headed to the capital of the country for the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open. Located nearly 60 kilometres away from the main city, Yas Island, developed by Aldar Properties, is a multi-purpose man-made island for leisure and entertainment where water sport is a favourite among the visitors. Furthermore, it's home to the Middle East's first true links golf course, the Yas Links. Designed by one of the game's leading designers, Kyle Phillips, it's a place to experience the unique traditions of the game in its purest form. And its debut on the MENA Golf Tour promised to be a special occasion.
It's a masterpiece really from Kyle. I mean, to create something from nothing, which he's so good at, and it really does look linksy, and it's come about as a links course, and I think that's what's made it quite special.
As is the case with links courses, it's coastal amid dunes with few water hazards and hardly a tree on the entire vicinity. It was a strong field of more than 100 players that pitted against each other for the title. In the final round, the 2015 MENA Tour Championship winner Scott Campbell produced an amazing round of 7 under 65 to finish at 12 under for the tournament. Lee Caulfield, who was 2 shots off the pace at the start of the final day's play, was steady throughout the week, and he finished at 10 under. Riding on his opening day exploits of a 6 under 66, Craig Hinton continued to make merry, and with a 3 under 69 on the final day, he took the honours. Quality play then from Hinton throughout the week, and a well-deserved title. So that's how it all wrapped up. Scott Campbell took the clubhouse lead at one stage with a fantastic round of golf, a 7 under 65, but he wasn't able to force a playoff, as it was his fellow countryman Craig Hinton who bagged silverware at the Yas Links Golf Club. Applause for Hinton, and fully deserved. The win helped Hinton overtake Zane Scotland in the Order of Merit race. Both were followed by 2 more Englishmen, Andrew Marshall and Luke Joy. Time for a short breather now, and when we come back we'll showcase the business end of the 2016 season. Welcome back to the year in review. The year was about travelling to new destinations and reaching new heights, and another new addition to the MENA Golf Tour calendar was the country of Kuwait. Kuwait City is the nerve centre of the country, with one of the highest per capita incomes in the world, mainly due to massive oil reserves. This is also one of the wealthiest cities on the globe and is home to more than half of the population in the nation. As we gallop towards the climax of the 2016 season, the addition of Kuwait was a beautiful feather in the tour's cap. Sahara Golf and Country Club is the first and only green course in the country. The venue was in top draw condition to host its first ever professional tournament. To the delight of the management, the MENA Golf Tour was in town.
Sahara was opened in 2006, and this is our 10 years anniversary, and having MENA Tour has a big impact for our members as well as the younger junior academy. We have been involved in the golf recently, so having MENA in Kuwait is a big deal for us in here.
The par 70 course stretches to over 6,700 yards. Designed by Peter Harradine, the beautiful 18-hole championship course is a challenging affair. It's touted as one of the best maintained courses in the region, and there's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes to achieve this magnificence. The leading group heading into the final round, including Stuart Archibald of England and Scotland's Paul Doherty, couldn't manage subpar scores on the final day, forcing them out of contention. Chile's amateur Mateus Calderon carded 9 birdies in the day's play to elevate himself into third position. England's Daniel Owen looked in top form with 6 birdies and a bogeyless round to finish second. But his fellow Englishman Joe Herity had the last laugh, the 25-year-old finishing with a total of 13 under 197 to win his maiden trophy on the tour. Delight for Herity then, and that's how the final leaderboard shaped up. Herity won it by 2 shots. 3 players were tied for third, while 4 players shared 6th spot at the end of the week. Victory for Herity and another new name on the MENA Golf Tour Honours Board. For the final 2 tournaments of the 2016 season, we made our way to the Sultanate of Oman. The chosen venue for the penultimate tournament of the year was the Gala Golf Club. One of the oldest and strongest partners of the MENA Golf Tour, the club has undergone a complete revamp over the last couple of years. The changes have been aimed at improving the experience for players and visitors alike. As a result, the layout is not only a soothing sight, but has also earned massive praise in terms of the quality of golf it produces. Dutchman Fernand Oster's campaign imploded in the final round. After impressive outings on the first 2 days, he shot a forgettable 6 over 78 over the final 18 holes. Fredrik Fromm looked good. The Swede made his way to third spot with putts like this. The 2014 Ras Al Khaimah Classic winner Ahmed Marjan pushed hard to bag what would have been his second title. But it was Germany's Aaron Lettmanstetter who had other ideas. The 23-year-old smoked a 6 under 66 on the final day to clinch the trophy. Victory for Lettmanstetter and another new name on the MENA Golf Tour Honours Board. So Lettmanstetter won his maiden title on the MENA Golf Tour. The ever-promising Ahmed Marjan was in second place, and Fernand Oster's forgettable outing forced him out of the top 10 completely in the final leaderboard after he was co-leader at the end of the second day's play. Celebrations for Lettmanstetter, a very popular winner. This year we stayed in Muscat for the season finale, the MENA Golf Tour Championship. Muscat Hills Golf and Country Club is the first 18-hole grassed course in Oman. Last year it debuted as a tournament host on the MENA Golf Tour. In 2016 it was all set to hold the most rewarding year-ender yet of the Middle East's premier tour. Though Craig Hinton was in pole position in the Order of Merit for the professionals race, the chasing pack wasn't far behind. Zane Scotland, Luke Joy and Andrew Marshall were looking to bring out their respective A games in the quest to topple Hinton and take the honours. With around $12,000 separating the top four, this promised to be one of the most closely fought finishes in the history of the MENA Golf Tour. A win for any of the four would have sealed the deal.
A couple of things really. I spent a lot of time with my coach on my wedge play. That's definitely improved. Also my putting has been a lot better this year, but also sort of management in the golf course. I've managed myself better as well during the golf course, during the rounds, and I think that's been the key really. It's been a good season so far, very consistent, a lot of top 10s, a couple of wins in there as well. It's definitely a step up from last year and I'd like to finish on a high.
But he couldn't really finish on a high. Hinton ended in a tie for 25th spot, and that meant he was dependent on others' results to see if he won the Order of Merit or not. In contrast, Luke Joy looked in ominous touch. He shot a 6-under 66 to take the clubhouse lead in the final round and have a loud shout at the title and the Order of Merit honours. South Africa's Tyler Hogarty was the best from the rest in the season finale. He produced great putts, including this magnificent birdie on the 15th. As a result, he was crowned champion. So that's how it concluded then, Tyler Hogarty winning by 2 shots. Luke Joy produced a wonderful round of golf to finish second, but he just missed out on the Order of Merit title, which was grabbed by Craig Hinton. Applause though on the final day for Tyler Hogarty, winner of the final event of the season. The Amateur Order of Merit was easily won by Rehan Thomas. He marched into the MENA Golf Tour Championship with an unassailable lead. For this, he'll earn a spot in the Omega Dubai Desert Classic. And here's confirmation for the Order of Merit in the Professionals division. Hinton winning it by a narrow margin from Luke Joy, with Zane Scotland and Andrew Marshall close behind.
It's a great feeling. Start of the year, top 5 was a target, and to exceed that, it's been a great year for me.
That's a wrap then on the MENA Golf Tour 2016 Year in Review. Hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye.